Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey, along with my fabulous and wonderful co-host, Val of Dragonfly Crystals. Hey, and welcome to Messages for Lightworkers, episode 164.
Yay. That's a lot of episodes.
That is a lot of episodes. And there are times, I don't know about you, but there are times that I think, okay, what if I try to tune in and say, what do you want to talk about? Yeah. And what if I hear crickets? What if they say, you've covered it all? It never happens.
It never happens.
It never happens.
Never happens.
And we were talking backstage about how we've noticed that over the last little while, what is coming up for us to talk about here usually is something that is that we can relate to what we did with the sisters of the Mystical Tarot show.
Yep.
So
it's interesting how that kind of it flows through to our messages for Lightworkers the next day. Yeah, it's been happening more and more, that synchronicity of the flow of the conversation.
Exactly. So, excuse me. And hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Just going to say hello to Tapioca Thievery. Hello, Karen. Dawn Turner, Creative Chick Solutions. Hello, darling. Dibs BK. Hello, Dibs. Tiffany Tisdale. James Spear from Tampa. Hello, James. And who else do we have here? I think that might be it. Artist Liz just joined us. Hello, Artist Liz. Nice to have you here. So,
goodness.
Apparently, a lot of things need to be said. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. So, welcome, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I do have Val's information listed in the description of the video, so make sure that you go over and do the like, share, and particularly subscribe, because it helps us get the message out in front of people who want to hear us, who are light workers and may not understand that they are light workers. They just know that they feel different. Why do I feel like this? Well, there you go. When you do that, you help them find us.
Exactly.
And yes, Artist Liz. Yeah, could be very well be a hairball.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. If you start hearing me do the cat thing, turn away. I'll try to take me off camera.
God. That's hilarious.
So Val, what's happening in your corner of the world?
My corner.
What are you up to?
Well, I actually, this is my last show of the week because I won't be on Cool Crone because Oracle, which I love, because I have a members meeting at the same time, but it's only a one-time thing. I'll have members meetings on other days that don't conflict. But I'm going on vacation and I had to do that. So all of you enjoy the Cool Crone tomorrow with everybody. The whole crowd will be there. And on what I have coming up as far as things that you can join in my online booking area, Arthur and Val, on Valentine's Day. There's a couple of more spots available for February 14th on Saturday. We're doing readings, and you can look at that and see if that description in that reading fits you for the Arthur and Val on February 14th. It's really a pretty amazing circle of that we create, and really everything is answered for all of you, when the guides and angels come through for all 10 participants. So you can go to dragonflycrystals.store and sign up for that if you want. And also the Akashic Record reading class is my next class coming up on the 14th. Just the day before the Arthur and Val live in Las Vegas. Yes, we're going to.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, and it's
how time has flown.
But yeah, it's time has flown, and it's really time. And this is our first really live event, so it's going to be fun seeing all of you in person. So it is sold out though, everyone. So, but thank you for that. Wow. And Marina, what do you have coming up?
What do I have? Tomorrow, well, back up. Later on this evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, it's Golden Girls Coffee Clutch, and we're going to be gathering on Judy's Healing Fire channel. She's going to be hosting. So, we kind of, threw her in the lion's den.
There she is. She's in the fire.
Yeah. But the nice part about that is it takes the pressure off of Sherry and I.
Yeah.
Right. We can just kind of sit back and let someone else be the conductor and the director and so on. So
it's nice to hang out,
I'm sure it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. And then tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I will be over on Sun Psychic Jean's channel. We'll be doing some readings. And then at 5:30, Cool Crone. And that's on Colleen's channel. And then on Saturday at 6 p.m., the lovely Trish James is going to be joining me. So it's think of it as kind of a Valentine's Day show, but it's already the 15th for her because it's the next day in Australia. So, whatever.
Any day is good when you have Trish on there because that's just great. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's that. And so, folks can look at, go to my website, which is marinasheartcentertarot.com. Take a look at what's available in terms of classes, in terms of courses, in terms of readings. There's gift cards that are on there. So if you'd like to gift someone something that's a little unusual, maybe a reading, maybe a class, maybe a combination of both, whatnot, you can do that. You can let them decide, what it is that they would like to participate in. And believe me, it's one of those things that people really, they enjoy. They like that because it's personal, it's private. Absolutely. It's fabulous. And Val has gift cards on dragonflycrystals.store as well.
That's true.
So there you go. Yeah. Thank you, Dawn. She says, get your Valentine a gift card for Marina or Val. Yes.
It's really a wonderful gift for someone you love, because it's a gift that, who thinks about that kind of gift? It is a very beautiful spiritual gift that can be used in any way that your loved one sees, is attracted to. So
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it is ultimately, that's a gift that is very, very personalized.
It is.
Right? They're going to get information that they want, that they need, and they'll thank you for it.
Yes.
Honestly, they will thank you for it.
It's one they'll never forget.
Exactly. So hello, Chirp, Cheer, and Chai, Spirit Woman, Lois. Hello, Lois T. Nice to see you here. And so that's kind of what's happening here. I can't believe how quickly the time is going by.
It's already February 12th. We were just in January.
I know. I know. Yeah, fine. Yesterday, I finally changed my background. I had to let go of the Christmas theme,
Yeah.
and needed to do that after. I had to run out in the morning, and there was a couple people on the street who had their Christmas lights on,
Oh.
and I went, "It's February, like really." And then I came home and saw my thing, and I thought, "Oh, okay, well maybe I should just
Physician, heal thyself.
self." Yes, yeah. So yeah, here we are in February, and then March is coming up. That um, your show with Arthur is, I mean, it's going to be here in no time,
It
and we're going to be
is. I
talking
just
about
can't
all
even believe
how
it came
great it
that
was.
fast. Yeah. I mean, we really started this like 3 or 4 months ago. So
Yes,
the 3 or 4 months went by like a couple of weeks, if
yes,
that's possible.
yes,
So
yeah,
yeah.
exactly,
You're all gonna come
exactly.
to my neck of the woods for this. So it's fun because I just get to drive in the car and I'm there live
Yes,
at the Golden Nugget.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be fabulous. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. And one of these days, maybe I'll throw something together up here in Calgary and have folks come up.
I mean, that would
Yeah.
be phenomenal, wouldn't it? That'd be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Be fun,
Just one of those, throw together, bring a tent. We'll go camping. Yeah,
Exactly.
don't have to worry about anything. So, what did your guide say we should be
Oh
talking about
man. So,
today?
my guides, and I distinctly heard them say they wanted to talk about the shadow. And it's really from a different kind of perspective so that you can look at it in a little different way, and it's not an intimidating or scary thing at all. And some
Yes.
people hear shadow and they're just, I don't know what it is, but I don't want any of it. But it's not anything like that. So it comes from the psychologist Carl Jung, who used shadow to describe the parts of ourselves that we don't consciously identify with. So it's not evil, it's not bad, it's just unclaimed parts of the psyche. So a simple way to say it is the shadow is everything about you that you learned it wasn't safe or acceptable or rewarded to be.
Yes.
Those parts can be so unconscious, you have no idea that you have those parts. But it can include your traits, your emotions, your needs, your instincts, talents, desires, impulses, and even gifts. Yes, the shadow contains light too. Like I was telling Marina backstage, my parents never praised my sister and I for anything, and they never. We were kept so humble, and now I don't know how to accept somebody acknowledging my
Yes.
gifts or abilities because I'm like, oh, okay, but it never lands anywhere because I don't have a place for that. So because it's in the shadow side, but it's a wonderful thing. So look at that's an example. So
Yes.
and I really wanted to look at the biological underpinnings, the body level of our instincts, our need to survive. This is how it all came about. So you're preloaded. As a human, you come in with aggression to defend, sexual desire or drive rather, to reproduce, territorial instinct to protect your resources or belongings, and status seeking to secure your place in your tribe, emotional signaling, which crying, anger, jealousy, fear. Now, really, really, when you look at this, a baby has zero shame about any of these. So you didn't come in with it in that way.
Yes.
Then something happens. Socialization begins. So when you receive from day one constant feedback, you learn to be the good little girl. Nice boys don't get angry. Don't be selfish. Oh, I love that one. Don't be selfish.
Yes.
Stop crying. Be polite. Don't brag. Be strong. Be quiet. Don't be weird. Don't be needy. So the nervous system in the body learns a survival equation. What is that? Belonging equals safety. Rejection equals danger. So you learn to conform. So the brain asks, what part of me risks rejection? And then it does something brilliant and brutal at the same time. It hides them. This is the birth
Yes.
of the shadow. This is the very birth of the shadow.
Yeah.
So how did that shadow get started? It got started when you had to learn what wasn't safe in your environment, what wasn't safe to be, to fit in, to the tribe, to the unit, whatever that is. So then at the mind level, your conscious identity ego becomes the socially acceptable character, your ego. The ego says, this is who I am. But what it really means is this is the version of me that keeps me safe and loved. So everything that doesn't fit the character gets pushed into the unconscious. Anger, envy, neediness, desire for power, desire for attention, sexuality, laziness, vulnerability, sensitivity, ambition, creativity, intuition, any of those things. So notice how some of these things aren't negative at all. They were just inconvenient to your environment. Say you were in a family who thought psychics were witches. The minute you start having intuitive flashes as a kid and you're saying crazy things like you got your friend who's invisible, boo, you're shut down. Boom. Yeah. So that's how
don't be so melodramatic. That wasn't, he thinks he saw Grandma Joan.
Exactly, right? And so you're really colored by that that kind of realizing it's not safe to be that part of yourself. So the shadow basically is the overflow storage of the personality. So there's also the heart level, the emotional underpinnings of all of this, how this got started. And the shadow forms whenever there was shame, punishment, abandonment. This is the feeling level. Criticism, mockery, the withdrawing of love, or comparison. When a child feels, if I show this, I lose this, then that's when that all happens. The psyche chooses, I would rather lose this part of me than lose the connection to the tribe. So you stop being intuitive and psychic. You stop seeing your psychic friend, whatever. So at the deepest root, the shadow is born from the need to stay loved. It really is, right? So there's a couple of more levels, and one is the tribal level. Really is about, in the tribe, back in the day, being rejected equals death, literally. So your brain evolved a powerful mechanism of self-editing for social survival. Your psyche says, what version of me keeps the tribe comfortable?
Yes.
So then this trims everything else down to why. This is why the shadow work feels scary. It's wired to feeling like social risk. Your nervous system still thinks it's protecting your survival. So the last level is the spiritual level. And from a bigger perspective, the shadow exists because the human experience requires contrast and individualization. That's what we're here to do on a spiritual level. So conscious identity needs a boundary. This is me, not that. So that's the boundary. But the psyche is bigger than the identity. So the unconscious holds everything the identity cannot. You could say the shadow is the unconscious trying to stay whole while the ego tries to stay acceptable. So you have the whole of you, and the acceptable ego part of you showing up. So why the shadow shows up in life? Because the psyche wants integration. It wants it. Unintegrated parts don't disappear. They leak out sideways. So they show up as triggers, projections. I can't stand people who, yeah, it's in you. That's why you're seeing it over there.
Yes.
Sudden emotional reactions, repeating relationship patterns, self-sabotage, secret fantasies, strong judgments of others, feeling not fully yourself. What you reject internally, you meet externally. You will. It'll show up in your face. Oh, that's that part of me I didn't integrate.
Yes.
So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, exactly. So the twist is most people miss the shadow doesn't hold what you dislike. It holds what you don't believe you're allowed to be. What you don't believe you're allowed to be. Many people's shadows contain leadership, visibility, creativity, spiritual gifts, power, confidence, joy, authentic expression. This shadow is not the dark half of you. It is the hidden half of you. So we're going to talk about integration. Integrating that part of yourself. Does it have to be hard and angst and you got to go into every little nook and cranny and all of that stuff? No, you don't have to. And especially nowadays, it doesn't take any of that. So really, why do you want to integrate? It really is because it makes it more comfortable. Once you're going to get less triggers because those are the hidden parts of you trying to come out, right? So it's going to be more comfortable. It is really becoming not letting all of it run. The triggers, the overreactions, the energy leakages, exhaustion from self-control, repeating patterns. Why do I keep doing this? It's less about becoming better and more about stopping the inner civil war. You aren't trying to fix yourself. You're just trying to let all of you in and show all of you. Let all of you be. That's really what it all is.
Yeah.
And let yourself be safe to, and Marina's topic after this segues perfectly into this. It's really trying. So the shadow is not trying to sabotage you. It's trying to help you survive. Every shadow trait originally formed as protection. Examples: anger, the protection of boundaries; control, the protection from chaos; people-pleasing is the protection from rejection; perfectionism is the protection from criticism; avoidance is the protection from overwhelm; jealousy is the protection from attachment; need for validation is the protection of belonging. This shadow isn't the villain. It's the overworked security team. And in integration, you're thanking the security team and giving them better jobs.
Yes.
Think of it like that. So you don't have to integrate, but it's much more comfortable when you do. Now, how can you make it easy? It's shockingly easy. Shadow work becomes hard when we treat it like excavation. Now, we don't have to do any of that. It becomes easy when we treat it like friendship. Oh, those are those parts of me. I'm just, acknowledge them, let them in. So gentle integration method is to notice the signal. Shadow speaks through the emotional charge. Whenever you feel triggered or defense, you've come up and you feel like you have to defend yourself. When you get judgy, when you're embarrassed, when you're overly reactive to something, when you're deeply activated, instead of what's wrong with me, ask what part of me just got activated. What part of me just got activated? That single question softens everything. Assume positive intent. This is the magic move. Say internally, this part is trying to help me. This part is trying to help me. Even if the behavior looks messy, this instantly turns inner conflict into cooperation. You're making it your friend. Your nervous system loves this step. And then the third step and final is offer permission. Most shadow parts just want permission to exist. They literally say, it's okay to feel angry. It's okay to want attention. It's okay to need rest. It's okay to want recognition. It is okay
Yes.
to be powerful. It is okay to want this, whatever that is. And permission dissolves resistance. Resistance is what creates suffering.
Yes.
And I want to say, moving to Marina's topic from here, all of this is about being your authentic self. Because what is that? That's all of you showing up and having permission. It's okay
Yes.
to be you. What's up with that? Marina, take it away.
Yeah, exactly. I love everything that you just said because it is so absolutely true, and it does play to what we talked about yesterday: the sovereignty, the being your authentic self, knowing yourself, warts and all, and being accepting of those things, and knowing that the things that come up that trigger you are not there to hurt you. They are there to help you. It's just, we have been conditioned. We've been told that there are certain things that are off limits. You can't talk about that. No, we don't examine this. We don't look at that. So we still carry a lot of that imprinting on us, that if it's something that I have to look at because, maybe I've discovered that I have jealous tendencies. I tend to be very envious of people who have something that I don't. Thinking about that as a negative is going to keep you, it's going to keep that shadow side hidden, but it's going to keep coming up until you recognize it, until you call it by its name, and until you can say what it is, and more importantly, where did it come from? Right? Is this something that I myself developed, or is it something that I picked up from someone else? That a prime example I think would be when I was much younger, I had a cousin who was very well, an only child, never heard the word no, and was very, very selfish with the things that they had. My family was very, yeah, you want it? Absolutely, sure. You go ahead and share it. And I remember feeling that, yeah, she had a doll that I thought was a beautiful doll, and I stepped forward because I wanted to see it, and she just kind of turned away, like, no, that's mine, and was like, what?
What?
I didn't like, yeah, I didn't like that, the feeling of how that made me feel, and I thought, well, why? I share my stuff with you. Why can't you do that? And as an adult, looking back on that, I thought, oh yeah, that was okay. That was power tripping. That was, I have something you want, you can't have it.
Yes.
So it had nothing to do with sharing as much as it had to do with the power tripping and all that.
Yeah.
Those are things that you discover when you do some of that shadow work, when you look into it and say, okay, this is not a bad thing. Where did it start? Where did it start? Who gave me this? Who told me this? Whatever. So what I got was, about authenticity, being your true self, who you really, really are, and not to let yourself don't measure yourself up against anyone else, because there's only one you. There's the only thing that you have to rise against is yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with you. You're perfect just the way that you are. It's just a matter of recognizing those things that sometimes pop up. But yeah, like Val said, they are not necessarily bad. Shadow work isn't, you don't do it during the dead of night and, oh, don't tell anyone I'm doing this. It should be something that you approach with some excitement, because it's a journey into yourself. It's a journey into yourself.
It is.
And the cards that I got, and this is from the Secret Language of Light Oracle, and I'll tell you in the end how these all work together. I start off with the soul tree, and that is, the idea that we are all part of the one. We are all parts of each other, that there is no separation between us and them, or so on.
Yeah.
When we do shadow work on ourselves, we are helping to heal others that they may not even realize that they need the healing.
Exactly.
It just happens.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so being part of that soul tree, and like I was telling Val before the show, I said, there David at Terra by the Bay did a video that I listened to this morning, and he was talking about part of the Epps case and so on, and there's very, very disturbing and dark information that is coming out. And his question was, well, how can I believe that there is a higher being, that there is, the one universal God that we all belong to, that we are all part of the same thing, when there are such awful things that are going on, and such awful people. And this card, the soul tree, reminded me that, when you look at a tree, very often it's not absolutely perfect. That you see a tree, not all the branches are equal. Not all the branches have the same color. Not all the roots are as strong as they could be. Some branches you need to prune. You need to cut away that which no longer serves the tree. You don't destroy the tree because a branch is no longer functioning, right? The tree remains. It's a circumstance around it that changes. So that is that kind of answered some of the question: how can bad things happen to good people? Because we are all part of the one. We have to recognize that there are things that make us uncomfortable, that make us question things. And there's nothing wrong with that. We have to experience that, right? How do you know what's wrong or what is morally abhorrent if you've only ever lived a life where you just think everything is perfect?
Right, exactly.
You need to have that, the light and the shadow, they work together. They work in synergy. So they're not meant to be separated. They're meant to be unified, to come together.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have something for you after you're done, though.
Oh, okay. So the next card that I got was Inner Revolution, or Inward. Yeah, Inward Revolution. So yeah, it's an inside job. Each one of us has to find that place that we feel comfortable, so that we can examine those things about us that we think we're afraid of, but we don't always know what it is that we're afraid of. We just know that on an emotional level, I can't go there. And a lot of that does have to do with our conditioning and the things that are kind of part of our DNA when it comes to survival, right? That you don't say certain things in a tribe. You don't do certain things in a tribe. You find your place. That's your job. Whether you like it or not, that's how you survive with everyone else. So it is absolutely an inside job. And then I got grounding. That being grounded is you're in the here and now. You're and again, amazing that I just noticed. Look, there's the world, and then there's the tree on top of the world, grounded. So again, back to the tree analogy. When you're grounded, you're in the here and now. You're able to look at things and recognize them for what they are, and then make the necessary changes, right? That if I don't like the way that I feel when I'm triggered by such and such, I have two choices. I can either say, oh, well, nothing I can do about it, or I can change the way that I view it. I can change the meaning of where I picked up on that trait or whatever it was, and I can change it because I'm the architect of my life. So, and the final card that I got was, you are the universe. You are the universe. You are the one, the only, the part of everything. And what really struck me was that these two cards, they mirror each other in terms of the colors and the things that are on there. So the soul tree, the belonging, everything is you are the universe. It is within you to do whatever you need to in order to make the changes so that your life is joyful, so that your life is fulfilled, so that you are living your authentic self, that you give yourself permission to be honest without being cruel, to be satisfied in the ways that feel good for you. They don't need to feel good for someone else. They're, what, like someone said a long time ago, what you think of me is none of my business.
Absolutely. That is a key thing to what I was going to say for someone in the chat. What you think of me is it's not my business. I don't care what you think about me. It's none of my business. I don't need to know.
Yes. Yeah. Not only do I not need to know, but why would you feel that you need to share that with me?
Exactly.
There's,
like when you were in high school or whatever, do you know, or even at work, do you know so-and-so said blah, blah, blah? No, I don't need to know. Don't want to know. It's not important for me to know that, because it's self-explanatory why you don't want to join into that kind of negative stuff, because it's never going to be something good for you.
Exactly. And while yes, I accept no ugly people in my life anymore,
right.
relative or not.
That's right.
Yes.
And while Lilac was bringing up the topic about family triggers, which are the most powerful, holy cow, that's where you started with your triggers to begin with. And that feeling of being made small by your family. And the core lesson of that is that you are no longer required to shrink to belong. At some point in childhood, shrinking helped you stay connected to being quieter, being nicer, being less emotional, being more helpful, being less opinionated, more successful, less different. That strategy worked to some degree, but now the deeper truth is that you're learning is that their opinions don't reflect on you, and you have worth. Yeah. So it's turning it back, bringing in the conversation with yourself, saying, thank you for showing me that. Yes, I'm standing in my power and I feel how beautiful I am and what a wonderful soul I am here doing whatever. Have that a
That's right.
conversation with yourself, right, Marina? Where you are
Yes.
giving yourself the self-esteem and the worthiness that you deserve because your outside circumstances, it was a trigger for you
Yes.
to learn standing in your power and saying, that's not working for me. And you're perfectly
Yeah.
allowed, Wild Lilac, to say to the family unit that you don't agree with whatever
Yes.
is going on, or
Mhm.
you can make a choice of how you want to handle that,
Yes.
for sure, and create your boundaries with that situation. Um, but it all,
Absolutely. And
what
yeah,
do you
one
think?
of the things that when you set a boundary, with particularly with family members, because man, oh man, they know where our buttons
Oh
are,
man,
and well, they're experts at pushing them. And when you first start setting boundaries,
yeah.
one of the things that generally will come back at you was, "Why are you so sensitive? That's not what I meant."
Oh,
Ooh. Okay, so you say, "Wow, that's it's
yeah,
amazing that that is how you perceive that. I perceive it differently. Going forward, I will not tolerate this and this and this. I'm just telling you what, yeah, what I will not accept." The big thing with family is to ask yourself, if a stranger said that to me, how would I react?
exactly.
If a friend said that to me or treated me that way, how would I react? If it's
Yeah.
different than how you react to
It is,
family,
it always is, because in your
always is.
family unit, you're crushed down into this little ball of
Yes.
how you show up for your family. But when you're outside,
Yeah.
you're probably more your authentic self. Uh,
Yes.
Even though that sounds different, like that shouldn't be true, but we
It
have
is.
our construct of how we grew up showing up for our family. It's harder to
Mhm.
break that family icon if you don't
Yes.
really just say to yourself, you know what, I'm not like that anymore, and I'm not showing up that way.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
when you go
Yeah,
ask, when you're in
exactly.
front, if you're in front of friends, just like Marina said, suddenly you're giving yourself permission to just show up how you're going to show up,
Yeah.
because that's who you are. And if you don't agree with what somebody's saying,
Mhm.
you're going to politely tell them, well, that doesn't resonate with me at all. Or
Exactly. Exactly.
whatever that is.
Family is family is no different. These are souls that we travel with,
Yeah.
and we have life experiences with. Okay, they're the fact that we call them family. It gives us a place to start when it comes to identity.
Yeah.
That, yeah, I belong to this family. This is my family unit. This is what my job is in that family unit. Um, and a lot of that is just, it's either given to you or you chose it based on the need to survive,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
So yeah, it's a good idea to review that and to ask yourself, okay, I maybe I needed to learn how to
Mhm.
self-soothe as a child, but now that shows up in terms of, I'm not capable of being fully present with other people because I don't trust that they're going to be there for me. I
Exactly.
don't trust that I can be myself, that I can show that I need something without them, um, wanting to take advantage of
So
that.
Wild Lilac is just telling us from the
Yeah.
past, this is the kind of thing that
Yes.
happened to her. So it's a really good conversation to talk about when you are in that
Yes.
family environment, not Wild Lilac, but whenever we are, those things can come
Yes.
up haphazardly. Then maybe you're visiting your kids at Christmas, the adult kids.
Yes.
Maybe something is said and you go, oh, ouch.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
It could be anything. These triggers,
Exactly.
yeah, so, we're talking about all of that,
Yeah.
you know
And
It's really,
it's amazing how sometimes even having that conversation with other family members that you recognized your somebody in your family made a comment that hits you right where you live. It hits you right in your heart, and
exactly.
you feel like you've just been shattered.
Yeah.
So you can stop for a second and say, okay, where did that come from? And then what would happen if you were to say, Mom, that was an awful thing that you just said to me. That really hurt my feelings because it made me feel like this way, that way. Is that what you meant? It opens up the
It
conversation. It
does.
allows other people that are within hearing range to go, well, actually, come to think of it, so and so did. So just
Yeah.
imagine the
If
amount of healing that could happen from one
you
person.
had the open conversation rather than hold the
Yes.
pain in with the
Yeah.
trigger and go home with that
Yeah.
pain and feel bad, it really
Yes.
does, because when you bring the trigger into the light of your now moment,
Yeah.
like sometimes I get triggered and I'll talk to Marina. I'll go, wow, this triggered me, blah, 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 blah. She doesn't have to do anything about it. It isn't about her, but I'm telling her something that
Yeah.
triggered me in my life. And she just had to hear me. And I'm talking about it. Suddenly I don't have that trigger anymore
Yeah.
because I brought it
Exactly.
out and I talked about it. So somehow that really is a very healing experience as
Hmm.
you take it out of the shadow and put it back
Hmm.
into your everyday existence. You
Yeah.
suddenly have that was an integrated part, that's
Yeah.
that easy to integrate. It really
It
is.
is. It is, and it's satisfying when you do it. And I think I think some of you have heard the story that I mentioned a few times a while back, that one of the things that I noticed in my adult life was whenever I had extra money, I would always go to the grocery store and I would buy as much food as I could.
Mhm.
Very often, what would happen is it would spoil and I'd have to throw it out. I wouldn't use it all, or something would happen. But it was that urge to get out there and to get the
Yeah,
food, get the food, get the
right.
food. And it wasn't until I realized that came from feeling of lack, from feeling that there was a finite amount of food, and if I don't have it right now, it was something that you know maybe I was never going to get.
Mhm.
That yeah, it was yeah, we weren't poor, but payday to payday, right? Like
Yeah,
99% of people.
yeah,
Um, Realizing that that's what I was doing was so freeing that I could tell myself, you know what? You earn your own money, you have an income, you have the ability to make decisions on what you need, and if you run out of something, less than 5 minutes away is a grocery store. You
right.
can go over there and you can pick it up. So
That's
you
the
don't need to
conversation.
stock up.
Yeah, exactly. So the
So
trigger,
yeah, that's
that
doing shadow
whole
work.
healing, yeah, that's a beautiful example of how shadow work becomes integrated, that part of you
Hmm.
that you're
Yes.
you're not, that you're reacting from without real actually needing to.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
it's something that we do automatically, and we don't even sometimes
Yes.
know. And I have to say, when you're with family who see you as they have always seen you, and you're shifting and
Yes.
changing, sometimes they still don't see you exactly as you are in this now moment, and they're gonna see you as the little girl grown up, but still the same through their own
Yes.
myopic view of you. And so you have to realize they may say the most triggering, ridiculous things every time they see you. And you just have to say to yourself before you go, my family's going to say all these things to me. I know they will, and you know what? I'm gonna smile when they do and see what their
Yeah.
reaction is. I'm gonna look
Mhm.
at that and go, "Oh, that's amazing,"
That's
and just
interesting.
smile. Whatever you wanna
Yeah.
say, because it's your game you're playing to
Yeah.
say, "I am worthy," and these people are stuck in a time loop where they're just repeating the old patterns of tr
Mhm.
that they used to say with me. They just haven't evolved yet. Let them do
Yeah.
it, and you just prepare yourself in advance, surround yourself with the
Mhm.
light, and do like Marina, put up mirrors in your auric field, whatever you need to do,
Yep.
and you'll just have fun with it, and plan not
Mhm.
to get triggered by anything. It is fun to try it out.
It is.
It is really fun to see. Yeah, and
Yep.
it will shift. You'll see that it's like, wow, it's gonna be like night
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
day. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And don't be surprised if somebody in your family says, "Wow, you've changed. You're
Yeah,
yeah, there's
exactly.
you've changed
Like in
something.
a
Yeah,
bad
you've
way
changed."
or something, because 'cause you're not getting triggered by the normal triggers. Then you know you've made it.
Yes.
But, uh,
Yes.
Don Turner saying, laughing out loud, "My brother is living with me now, so I don't have any leftovers anymore."
Yes.
Like that too.
Yes. I I
Or
get
that.
that. I get that. So it the yeah, the journey inward, the having sovereignty over yourself, your life, your situations, the grounding yourself in the present moment
Yeah,
is so important. Don't don't waste your time on the past. It's gone.
it's
You can't go back there. That's not the direction you're traveling in. So you can take the lesson and you can say, okay, next time something like this happens, I'm going to make a different decision
yeah,
and I'm going to, choose something else. But you're going forward.
yeah,
Keep your momentum, um, positive. Keep it joyful. Keep it real. Keep it in the now because that's the only thing really and truly that we can control
absolutely.
is the now.
That's exactly right.
So yeah,
So, remember,
yeah,
with family, they could be seeing you through the lens of their old idea. They don't see
yeah,
you, the real you, standing in front of them anymore. So, they're just
mhm,
seeing the you that they made up in their minds, the construct they
yes,
created. So,
yeah.
realize that, and that helps you a lot to break through
It
any of that.
does.
It really
It
does.
does. And for excuse me, for those of you that are in the chat, here I'm going to ask you a question. Think of your your favorite niece, nephew, granddaughter, grandson,
Yeah.
and imagine them in front of you. No matter how old they are, I'm willing to bet that you saw a small child.
Yeah,
That
it's
you
true.
saw,
Yeah, yeah,
yes, yes, that
yeah,
you saw a small child
yeah,
from um, a, a part of you that remembers certain situations or certain moments that are kind of frozen in time. That's how you that's how you perceive that person, right? So
mhm,
when I think of both of my nieces, one who is getting married later on this year, and another one who is soon approaching 30, I have to consciously remind myself that these are adult women because in my mind's eye, I see them as those small children. I
right,
see them as yeah, I see them as the certain moments and memories. So it's always a and it's something that you progress. It's always a working project, right? To
absolutely.
remember them to yeah when I hear my sister say, "Oh, you know." Yeah, Kathleen's driving in for the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's driving in all by herself. She's going to be on the highway.
Yeah,
She's doing that. Does she know what to do? She's 29 years old.
so
Like, hello, you know?
you got meet the people in the moment where they are. They're not going to be
Yes.
the people that were,
Yeah.
13 or 14 years old. But we have to check
Yeah.
ourselves to do that as well and see who's in front of us and how they're showing up and evolving.
Yes.
I just wanted to say Spirit Woman Black Obsidian is an excellent tool to help people with shadow work because it helps you see patterns. There it is. It helps you see patterns. It helps you with truth journaling, deep emotional release, any family or inner child work, that just exactly what we're talking about. Trauma patterns awareness. It can feel intense though, but gentler stones would be smoky quartz, which really is good for the same kind of things, but it's just gentler. And the third would be labradorite, the transformation stone, which helps with your identity shifts, confidence growth, spiritual integration, and stepping into new roles. So those are really good tools to keep around you as you're doing this shadow work, and letting all of you show up, all of you.
Yes.
The parts you left behind, and bring them in. And, I think of it like that. All those parts of me I left, I abdicated and left them behind I abdicated for safety, for this, for that, or the other thing.
Yes.
You know what? Go back and reclaim them. Bring them back in.
Yeah.
Become part of yourself.
Exactly.
They could have leadership in there, your spiritual gifts. Who knows what's in there?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think most people who join us for these shows are, light workers, empaths, mediums, and so on. And chances are very good that probably each and every one of you can go back and remember when you turned your gift off, when you said, yeah, I'm different from someone else. They're not experiencing what I'm experiencing. And the first thing that comes in is the judgment, the fear of judgment, the fear of being excluded, and the need to protect yourself. So no, I don't have it. No, I'm not psychic. Not me. No way. I'm not a medium. I'm a tarot reader.
Exactly. And it comes from how safe were you with that growing up? It's going to show up in some way, shape, or form, whatever you needed to just let hide or diminish, so that you showed up in an environment and you were safe. That's just all this is about. But now we're reclaiming every little bit of ourselves that we have left behind in some way. We'll say it like that. Let's just take it all in and say, you know what? I'm all of this. I'm everything.
Yes.
And
and
give yourself the permission to show up however you feel like showing up. You don't want to be the good little girl in the group? Oh, no, I don't want to do that today. No, I'm not taking responsibility for that. I've got other things I'm doing. Whatever that is, give yourself permission. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And Maureen D'Amico says, I'm not an empath. I just feel things too much.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I don't like that.
Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking
like
about. And you've met those people that have said, oh, I'm not psychic. I don't know anything. But then when you get them in one of those classes, they're like reading people like they were from the day one. I mean, those are the people saying, oh, I don't know anything. I don't have any gift. Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah.
Totally. And it's so, it's so easy once you give yourself permission to accept that part of yourself, that it's safe, that it's okay, that it's there to help you. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't need to be fixed in any way, shape, or form. All of a sudden things start to flow, and life is a cabaret. Yeah.
Right. And
So
Jim
there,
says, I'm not a medium, I'm a large.
large. Yes. Yeah. So there. Wow.
So there.
Thank you, everyone, for being here with us. Certainly hope that you enjoyed the discussion, that it resonated with you, and that it's going to spur you on into maybe doing a little more of that work.
Yeah.
A little dig a little deeper
Yeah.
into some of that. So, Val, again, thank you so much for doing this with me.
It was,
And next week, I'll let you know about the show next week, because Val's going to be on holidays.
I am
So
for
who
2
knows?
weeks, everyone. So I'll be back on the March 4th and on. I'll be back online. But
Yes.
thanks, Marina, for everything. And
my pleasure. My pleasure. So yes, if you like this content, tell you what, after the show's over, go in the comment section, let us know what you liked about it. And maybe that can lead to future discussions, or who knows? Who knows? Anyway. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Val. Thank you, everyone, for being here. See you later. Bye for now.